All of the world's stock market, bond market, derivative market will be on blockchain before you know it. And I can prove it in this video without a shadow of a doubt. I'm going to lay out facts in this video that are going to surprise you. It surprised even me. I put a lot of time and energy into this video. It's going to be about XRP. It's going to be about Chainlink and some connections into the Dtcc that you might not know. So buckle in. This will be a little bit longer video. Like I said, I have a lot of good information here. This has taken me days to put together. I've gone through different iterations of it. Let's get into it. So first, we got to understand what the Dtcc is. So the Dtcc is the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. It is a US-based company that provides clearing and settlement of information services for financial markets. It acts as a central securities depository and exchange for buyers and sellers of securities, which are stocks and bonds and those types of things. So they do clearing and settlement, facilitates the exchange of securities and obligations from trading activities. They provides custody of securities and asset servicing. It does tax-related servicing, trade reporting servicing, and mutual fund issuance. And let's go ahead and get into this. So who is going to be speaking here? The lady that's going to be laying all this out for you is the managing director of global head of Dtcc digital assets. This lady here, Nadine Shakar. Let me go ahead and play this. It's a 5-minute video, but you need to listen clearly.
Ms. Shukar.
This is happening right in front of our eyes. We have a chance to own some of these assets. This is going to get crazy. Buckle up. Let's do it.
You are recognized for 5 minutes.
Chairman Hill, Ranking Member Lynch, and members of the subcommittee, good morning. My name is Nadine Chakar, and it's my privilege to testify before the Financial Services Subcommittee on Digital Assets, Financial Technology, and Inclusion. I serve as Managing Director and Global Head of Dtcc Digital Assets, and I'm happy to be here today to discuss our role in driving innovation in the U.S. financial markets through the development of digital technology and tokenization solutions. On behalf of Dtcc, thank you for this opportunity. Dtcc owns and operates 3 clearing agencies that have been designated systemically important financial market utilities.
Okay. When you get the designation of what she just said, excuse me, let me go back here. I want to be exact with you.
Important financial market utilities.
Financially important financial.
Designated systemically important financial market utilities.
Systemically important financial market. So this cannot go down, right? This is systemically important to the clearing of securities around the world, especially in the United States. Okay, if like this is something that cannot collapse, like the government would come in and back it up, like the largest banks like Chase, Wells Fargo, if something happened to them, the government would come in and prop them up somehow. This is the same thing. It's systemically important to the entire way that we do life and conduct business, and it just cannot go down.
NSCC, which clears broker-to-broker transactions in stocks, bonds, and other products, provides clearing and settlement services for approximately 200 million transactions a day. In our central securities deposit,
200 million transactions a day, stocks, bonds, and other obligations.
Manages lifecycle events such as dividends and corporate actions for over 1.4 million eligible securities. Dtcc is literally the heart of the post-trade processing in the United States securities industry. So not surprisingly, we are subject to strict risk management standards and heightened oversight by U.S. regulators, primarily the SEC and the Federal Reserve. Dtcc is industry-owned and governed, and we have a long history of innovating purposefully. More specifically to the topic of today's hearing, we have been developing digital asset solutions since 2016. Dtcc recently acquired Securrency, which now operates within the company as Dtcc Digital Assets.
Remember that company, Securrency. It's going to come up later. It's going to be a really cool connection.
Dtcc Digital Assets provide institutional-grade blockchain infrastructure to facilitate end-to-end lifecycle processing for tokenized real-world assets. Our goal is to develop technology that could ultimately underpin the evolution of an enterprise-wide digital asset infrastructure. So in other words, we are working to align the company's existing infrastructure with new tokenization capabilities to realize the benefits of post-trade processing of real-world assets in digital form on blockchain.
These post-trade assets so basically she's talking about the settlement of tokenized value, tokenized stocks and bonds. That's what they've been working on since 2016. Okay. We're in 2025. They've been working on this for 9 years. All right. This is about to happen. This is happening right before our feet. We just don't realize it because we are looking straight ahead and up. We're not looking down where all of the magic is happening.
These efforts will allow market participants to unlock the opportunities presented by tokenization, including increased efficiencies in clearing, settlement, collateral management, and payments.
Love it.
I've assumed my role at Dtcc when Securrency, the company where I had the privilege of serving as CEO, was acquired. The founders of the company and I were gratified that Dtcc viewed our technology as offering them the potential to integrate tokenization technology with their legacy systems for traditional securities transaction processing and lifecycle management. I must also say we've learned a few things since joining Dtcc. We've become deeply involved in efforts to harden the Securrency technology to ensure that it satisfies the incredibly robust requirements for operational resiliency that applies to systemically important FMIs. We've also learned a great deal of
other systemically important financial market infrastructure, FMIs. Very important to know these acronyms.
About the complexity of processes that exist in the industry. And perhaps the greatest lesson of all is that technology on its own won't change the capital markets. It will require collaboration and coordination among all stakeholders, and it needs to be measured and thoughtful. In terms of scale, the benefits of tokenization to mature markets like the US equities and fixed income markets is a tremendous opportunity, but it will take time. This work must be undertaken with due care for the important objective of the existing regulatory framework, including efficiency, resilience, robust financial risk management, transparency, and most importantly, investor protection.
Yep.
The gold standard for tokenization, in our view, remains a regulatory framework that largely aligns to and is derived from current financial regulations, following the principle of same activity, same risk, same regulation, while recognizing that there may be areas that need of refinement and or clarification. By virtually any
She's saying that there needs to be updates to laws and regulations so they can properly handle and do all this.
measure, the United States has the most liquid, efficient, and cost-effective financial market in the world. The critical role that Dtcc plays in the US securities market may not be well understood outside of our industry. However, the services we provide benefits all participants in our capital markets, from Wall Street firms to Main Street investors who rely on markets to save for retirement, raise capital to start a business, or obtain a loan to purchase a house or a car. Time and time again, the global financial markets have leaned on financial market infrastructure to drive change. We believe digital securities and tokenization will be no different.
We believe digital tokens and securities will be no different. Okay, so this video gets so much better. Oh my God. So guys, please do me a favor. I literally have spent days working on this video. It actually the first version of this got taken off my laptop. It got closed somehow. I had to rebuild it. If you get value, hit like. We're going to go for 5,000 likes in this video. Please hit that like button. I love you. Please help support me and my channel and my growth and my team. I really appreciate it. Okay, so VanEck US predicts the value of tokenized securities will exceed 50 billion in just 2025. Okay, so this is Dtcc bringing capital markets on chain with Dtcc and Chainlink. Chainlink's going to play a vital role in all of this, right? I'm not going to read all this stuff to you because there's just so much in the video. Okay, let's play this. See me freak out there? That was good. I like that.
This is why Chainlink's role is so very important, is we expect that there'll be many ledgers and there's a need to move value between the ledgers and especially the need to move data between ledgers. So ultimately, to get to true consensus, and remember, Dtcc is the consensus model for US markets. We just happen to do it in now T+1. Ultimately, to do it in
T+1 is trade plus 1 day means you get settlement. So it used to be T+2. Which means you sold something and then 2 days later you would get the money. Okay. Then they moved to T+1. Now they're trying to move to T+0 or instant settlement or same day settlement. So I just want to give you that context so you understand what he's saying there.
T+0, that means we need to get to common meaning. When transactions settle, we all have to know that they mean the same thing. And if our target is near instantaneous settlement, then data has to agree across all of these ledgers. And this is why our partnership with Chainlink is so very important, because this allows us to write data once and have it proliferate across all of the networks to move value freely between whatever the best ledger technology is of the day, so that we can meet the high volume requirements that are coming. And we continue to innovate as ledger technologies grow.
All right. And remember, he's sitting next to Nadine Shakar, right?
This is why Chainlink's role is the need to.
Well, did they scroll out? Look, there she is right there sitting next to him, right? Okay. So here they are together. This was the same interview, minute and 6. Listen up.
So as one famous Bostonian once said, the institutions are coming, right? And we're starting to see progress where more certainty in the market is helping institutional adoption, such as the approvals of FIT21, other instruments, both ETH and Bitcoin, spot ETFs. Those have been super helpful in pushing the movement forward. It just shows you there's pinned up demand. It is pushing through. There's a couple of things that are a little bit different about this. This is the first time in our history where we've seen actually retail lead and institutional follow, but
retail lead, institution follow. What that means is you have the chance right now to own an asset that the institutions are going to FOMO over each other once they actually can. The reason why they haven't done it yet is because of regulation, and the SEC in the United States has basically told these banks that if you touch crypto, we'll come after you, right? Once that threat is gone and you have regulation, we're going to front run the institutions. You've never had this opportunity in your life. That is why this is so vital, and I spend so much time trying to educate you on what is to come. All right?
The certainty that we're getting right now from the regulatory and the legal framework is helpful.
Not me.
Both ETH and Bitcoin.
Okay. So they're just rewinding it to hear the same thing, that we're front running the institutions, okay? And then also Ripple XRP fam, Dtcc has created the digital Launchpad that provides DLT infrastructure featuring capabilities from the Dtcc digital assets product suite. These capabilities help firms address some of the industry's biggest challenges around data, liquidity, and infrastructure, including interoperability and data harmonization. That is Chainlink, right? Robust and scalability infrastructure, enabling firms to get started with their digital asset journey without having to build their own ecosystem, right? So they're talking about how having banks and other maybe FMIs, financial market infrastructures, having to build out their own infrastructures. They can use just one, right? That's how I understand it. One platform, two objectives: industry and Launchpad. Client Launchpad. The ultimate objective of the Dtcc Launchpad is to bring the industry together and build production-ready, secure, and efficient digital market infrastructure and standards that will remain and transform capital markets for generations to come.
It's impossible to think in the near future that 100% of our assets will get digitized. So you still need.
Hold on. Wait, hold on. Okay. The managing director of global head of Dtcc is about to tell you something. You need to listen to what she's about to tell you, because this blew my freaking mind back.
It's impossible to think in the near future that 100% of our assets will get digitized. So you still need to have a balance between the old and the new. You still need to risk manage that really well. And most importantly, you can't lose track of the client experience, right? So that's why the infrastructure component is really important. And that's where we're going to double down our efforts. And I have.
All right. So this clip here, Nadine Shakar, who's the head of digital assets at the Dtcc, she's going to lay out not all assets are going to, find their way onto the Dtcc platform, right? There's going to be some assets that remain in the real world. There won't be digital representations on ledgers. And how all this is supposed to work is we're going to get into that, but let me just play this for you.
It's impossible to think in the near future that 100% of our assets will get digitized. So you still need to have a balance between the old and the new. You still need to risk manage that really well. And most importantly, you can't lose track of the client experience, right? So that's why the infrastructure component is really important. And that's where we're going to double down our efforts. And I have been calling on the industry, and I hope, forgive me, because I'm going to do it again now. Right? We shouldn't be competing on infrastructure. Nobody wins on infrastructure. You need scalability, you need resiliency, you need safety.
Why do you think interoperability is so important to companies like Chainlink and Ripple? Also here, I have another clip here. 2 months ago, Dtcc, $3 quadrillion a year spokes Chainlink YouTube saying tokenized collateral is the most important in the short term.
See a lot of innovation in products thanks to this power of blockchain. The third, and maybe the most consequential here in the short run, is the use and automation of collateral and collateral management processes. Most transactions are actually repo transactions, securities lending transactions, margin transactions.
Really quickly, I want to just tell you what those transactions are because I had to look them up myself. What is a repo transaction? A repurchase agreement is a financial transaction where a security is sold and then bought back at a later date. Repos are a type of secured money market transaction and often used in short-term borrowing and lending. And basically, this is how it works, how it's used. If you want to pause it, I just got to get to all this information. And according to the current market data, the daily volume of the repo market is about $4 trillion. Okay. Also, he talked about lending transactions. The daily volume of lending transactions is 1.3 trillion on average. And then he also spoke about margin transactions. Margin transaction is that uses borrowed money to buy securities such as stocks and bonds. Okay. And then I asked how much money globally. It's about $890 billion, which stands at $890 billion in daily volume. So let me just back it up here just a tad so you can get a clear understanding of what he's saying here.
Repo transactions, securities lending transactions, margin transactions, actually those dominate the market volume on a daily basis. And if you can automate the entire collateral management flow and then automate these individual processes, what you free up is instant settlement of these transactions for financial institutions. And the impact of that is a massive release of value that's locked in their balance sheets, even intraday. And that can have a major impact on the bank's efficiency and performance on the order of millions of dollars a day.
On the order of millions of dollars a day. This is why banks are going to move, because they'll save billions of dollars per year. It's all about the bottom line and speeding up these transactions. And it's all coming, man.
There's a substantial driver there. And once you open those markets to tokenization and automation, everything else follows.
Once you open these markets, which we just went over, everything else follows. And that is what they are working on. This is a 24-second clip.
Down to Chainlink's platform, down to Swift and back up. One full circle. Once the information comes back down, Swift Transaction Manager once again will trigger a payment initiation, or you will call it a payment request. For all the ISO 20022 buffs out there, this is the Pain 13 message that goes down.
All right. Let me just go through this really quickly. I'm going to link this all up in here in just a second. I know there's a lot of Chainlink stuff and information, but Chainlink is needed. All of this stuff is needed. XDC is needed. All of these different assets are going to be used inside of the system.
They settle $2 to $4 quadrillion a year.
Did you say
This is the founder of Chainlink, real quick.
They settle $2 to $4 quadrillion a year.
Did you say Quadrillion?
Quadrillion. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. This is what people need to understand. I'm not talking about another trillion. I'm talking about quadrillions in transactional throughput that could touch our industry if we are able to create the security and reliability and unique properties that our industry can create.
Okay. Also, let's keep it going here. We're going to start bringing this in here in just a second. I have the connections to XRP here in just a second. All right. Also, same gentleman speaking here. Why Link can reach $200 next year, right? I've called Chainlink in my community. We've talked about Chainlink in the bear market, why it's important. Let me play this.
One place where there's a huge amount of value to be found.
It's fuzzy. It's not your thing. So don't try to exit.
Is the banking sector. Believe it or not, banks have all the value in the world. It's where everybody keeps all their value.
Form down to Swift.
So
back
it's
up.
one of those places
One full circle.
where if you from banks
Once the information
were to
comes back
move
down,
into our industry,
Swift
that
Transaction
would be a
Manager
very
once
big
again
deal.
will trigger a payment initiation,
Because
or you will call it a payment request.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I don't know what was going on there. So let me make 20 minutes. Okay.
One place where there's a huge amount of value to be found is the banking sector. Believe it or not, banks have all the value in the world.
Banks have all the
It's where
value in the
everybody
world.
keeps all their value.
There you go.
And so it's one of those places where if the value from banks were to move into our industry, that would be a very big deal, because we're not talking about millions or billions. We're talking about hundreds of trillions.
We're talking about hundreds of trillions, okay? And here you go, Chainlink effect for stablecoins. So Chainlink is all about oracles and data. Data is a very important piece here. You don't want to have a double spend problem where you are actually spending twice to have the same thing. You know, because you're going to have a digital representation in the digital world and a physical asset in the actual world, you need that data to be seamless. And that's what Chainlink's really good at. But you're going to need a settlement asset. And here comes Ripple starting to work with Chainlink, which is really interesting to me. Okay, so RLUSD feeds right into the price feeds for the Chainlink standard. Composability, DeFi protocols, utility, growth, and expansion, right? Ripple and Chainlink. RLUSD has adopted the Chainlink standard for verifiable data to fuel adoption. The same thing that they were talking about, verifiable data. Ripple is now working with Chainlink on, all right? Okay, Ripple has started following Chainlink, all right? So this is starting to come to light. We've talked about this, the standard. I do apologize. Sometimes I have things double. Chainlink adoption update. There were 8 migrations of Chainlink standard across 5 services and 7 different chains. And here you go. New integrations, Ripple. Okay. Also, here you go. Editor Frito, lighten it all up. Let me play this.
Breaking news, Ripple partners with Chainlink, so let's find out what that means for XRP. So Real Stablecoin has integrated the Chainlink standard for verifiable data to fuel DeFi adoption, basically enhancing interoperability. Well, I have said this multiple times, the future is multi-chain, where blockchains must connect with each other. So just imagine a rail that can connect to different trains. One for passengers and the other one for cargo. Well, the shared rails enables that both trains can safely reach their destinations. Now replace the cargoes and the passengers with real-time data or stable coins like USD. So actually the rails are like the interledger protocol, which enables different blockchains with unique products and use cases to work together and enable data and money to flow like information. Just like Ripple calls it, the Internet of Value. Now remember, Swift had actually mentioned Chainlink, and that's how everything always leads back towards Ripple's XRP. Well, Swift is the preeminent messaging system for the financial system, and outdated Swift doesn't really have a choice but to change their network capabilities seeking real-time settlements. But that's a challenge because of Nostro Vostro accounts, and that's why XRP is the missing puzzle that will move across the Swift network as a currency. Well, it was indeed getting very dark, so I had to move around. That's just basically Acropolis behind me as a...
All right, you get the picture of what he's trying to say there, okay? Different rails, okay? And here's something interesting, right? Dtcc acquires Securrency, which was rebranded Dtcc Digital Assets. Security protocol runs on multiple chains, including Ripple and XRP, right? They're Ripple partner, and they can run on XRP, create a seamless movement of tokens. And here you go. Securities protocol can be utilized on Ethereum, Stellar, Ripple, and EOS. Securrency is integrated into the Dtcc. You have Chainlink, which is going to be the data, the price information, what is being traded, right? Then you need the actual asset that will flow through and settle, right? When you're buying and selling. Chainlink's the information. You have, I guess you could use Ethereum, but Stellar, XRP, XDC will all be used in this system. Also, Dtcc has released 6 stages of a regulated tokenization. Let's just go through. I know this I'm probably losing you now. The energy was kind of in the middle. Legal clarity, ensuring operations comply with the law. XRP, regulatory compliance, encouraging alignment with regulatory frameworks. RLUSD checkmark. Reliance in security, developing a robust infrastructure capable of resisting disruptions while protecting sensitive data. The XRP ledger. Safeguarding customer assets, implementing governance via smart contracts to manage assets securely. Ripple custody, connectivity and interoperability, facilitating transactions and flexible settlements across diverse networks, Interledger protocol, operational security, striving for efficiency and cost effectiveness through standardization, Ripple payments, right? The Dtcc clears all US stock market and is in full steam ahead, converting all securities into tokenized assets, creating an entire ecosystem soon to be trading real time on the XRP ledger. That is what Chad Steingraber is saying. T+1 now, T+0 real-time markets soon. Guys, if you have watched this video and you are not sold yet on the world moving to this new tokenized future, I don't really know what else to show you, right? This is it. Now, how long will this take? I think that is the question. I think there's still going to be time here. Yes, value is going to start moving and banks are going to start offering you crypto. And yes, regulations are going to start in 2025, hopefully in the US. And this train will start to get moving, but it's going to be slow until that train, right, goes a few miles and actually gets up to speed. And then we're going to take off, right? So I still personally think we are going to run into a bear market in 2025 in the crypto market, because the crypto market runs in cycles. And like September, October 2025, I'm going to be kind of out of the market at that time. Some people are going to be out of the market before that. I'm hoping that it lasts till, September, October. We'll have to see. You need to have a plan. You need to talk with your financial advisor. Talk with somebody that I'm not that person, right? I'm just crypto sensei. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just trying to give you information so you can be prepared for all of this to happen. All of these assets are going to be used, interoperability, and it's going to send the value of these assets to insane prices. Like this is how you get to a 10K, 20K XRP, right? You would need to add $500 trillion or stupid amounts of money, but they're going to get it from the Dtcc, right? They're going to start clearing trillions of dollars a day in value. That's how you get to a high price. Also, I read that there's only about 13 billion or 12 billion XRP left on exchanges. I wonder what happens when that XRP gets bought off of exchanges. That will also raise the price. The less XRP that's in circulation, the higher the price, right? If there's a run on XRP on exchanges, where do you think the price is going to go? All right, guys, I'll leave it there. Hope you got some value. If you did, you made it to the end. I hope you hit like. Thank you so much. I love you. Bye.